Good evening, and welcome to Man Cave Meditations. It's been a couple minutes. Oh, I was, on vacation this past week. That doesn't cover. I think it's been 2 weeks since I posted. Not that anyone's cried about it. So, yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks in this time. What is that? The equivalent of think of the Clinton years. Where he got impeached for giving someone a, you know what. And just that one thing dominated all the papers, all the media. No internet at that point, very limited, no cell phone, just dominated it. Yeah, Ken Starr showing up with 3 vanfuls of documents. Just, that was one thing. God, what we wouldn't wish for that. We would, what we wouldn't give for that. To go back there. At least for a week vacation, like I just took. It's send me back to 1990, whenever it was. Mid-90s. Send me back there, just for a week. Where I could see the biggest headline on every paper known to man is that the president got a blowjob. I'm sorry, but that's what happened. The economy was great. Our allies were all there. You'd have a mad men and women in charge of the various cabinet positions in government. People who were, if you were a manager at McDonald's and they came in applying for a position, Kristi Noem, you're like, is she going to steal from me? Corey Lewandowski, is he going to bang the staff? Kash Patel, why are his eyes so wide open when he's talking to me? What is he going to do? Burn the place down? Pete Hegseth, is he going to show up? I'm the manager at McDonald's. I'm thinking all these things. In RFK, I wouldn't even let him in the fucking door. I wouldn't even let him in the door. Like the guy in charge of ICE, whatever his name is, that cold-hearted bastard, I put him in charge of security. Anyone who I don't want coming in. He's good at that. He's probably one of the most competent people in the thing. He's doing exactly what he's done, I'd say the good man, but shit, knows how to follow orders. Round people up. Get them. Ship them off. And, the stuff, just, you got all the extra things surrounding Pete Hegseth that happened. Again, scandals. You think of 30 years during Clinton times, the Signalgate scandal compared to the fact that Clinton was impeached by the House? Oh my God, look at the difference between just look at the Hegseth scandal. He's not a president, but the fact that he kept his job after that, and it's already been exposed that it happened again. When he's using his own personal cell phone number within the Pentagon. Oh, Jesus. This is where, at this point, you hope that, young men and women's lives won't be put in danger, because this is where this is going. You put a half a dozen 8-year-olds, or whatever, 6-year-olds, in a tank and keep the motor running and show them which buttons to push. What do you think's going to happen? They're going to restrain themselves? No. They're going to start pushing the buttons, not knowing what they're doing. That's why you have to put high people of high morality in these positions, and to have high morality a lot of times, just like the rough stone, the piece of coal is made into a diamond. It's by pressure, by learning things, right? Undergoing stress and difficult times, and having to be in command and knowing what that's about. Not being a yes man, who was previously a Fox weekend news host, you know? And I saw clips of him. He was very good at what he did. And I'm sure at this point he's probably like, I wish I was still doing that. Because that's what Trump does. He'll just rope you right in. Yeah, because in his fantasy land, he sees Pete Hegseth, someone who's good in front of the camera, someone who could bullshit people. He knows a good bullshitter. He's the master bullshitter. So he knows a good bullshitter. And Hegseth's a good bullshitter. But he's not the master. Trump's the master. He's the master. Snake oil salesman, bullshitter, sleazy game show host. He's the master. Hegseth is not. He's still like an apprentice. You know, like Darth Maul was to Darth Sidious, and you know, and I'm getting Star Wars geeky right now, but yeah, like that, and so he's only going to be able to take so much, and it's just going to be like we're a death away. Supposedly, it's only been drones that have been shot down, but anyway. I hope it doesn't come to that, but again, the second signal gate, and then, you know, Trump with the, you know, and then the judge being arrested, a judge being arrested at her own courthouse the other day because it was accused that she, ICE agents were basically, from my understanding, ICE agents were waiting out front of her courthouse, you know, for certain people. I don't know, but basically, there was at least an instance where she told, it was probably multiple, that she told people that, you know, in the courtroom, in a United States court of law, she told people to go forth in peace. Like, for now, you're good to go. And these ICE agents just picked them up anyway. So, at one point, she simply led someone out the side door because she knew that these agents were up front. And the FBI, with like supposedly a half dozen agents, came and put her in cuffs in her own courtroom for obstructing justice. And yeah, I mean, jeez, it doesn't have to do with her. You could already see she is someone of who honestly probably above like at least 5 members. I won't judge them all yet, but at least probably 5 members of the Supreme Court. She would be, based upon her actions so far, she would be a better pick than at least, you know, 5, maybe 6 of them. You know, someone who the judicial needs right now. Big time. And what is this? Other than, obviously, they, you know, with a push like this, whether Trump knew it about it or not, I'm sure he did or he didn't, or Patel's just like, you know, getting one of the Lord of the Flies kids just running around doing shit, but chaos is fine, you know, in Trump's eyes, chaos is fine, because keep pushing the line, however you can. So, what is this? If not, yeah, it's going to go up through all the levels of court, which I wish I was more aware about, but I'm not. And it will get to the Supreme Court. Right? It will get to the Supreme Court. Which, you know, 9-member court. And minus, I will spare, you know, Amy Coney Barrett right now. But I will focus on at least the conservative males of the court. And I think that they all have their. I do. I believe that they have their finagled something. During Trump's first term, they finagled some type of a, like a Christian national man cave somewhere that's like hidden under the Supreme Court itself that they only have keys for, right? And it's a man cave where they can all Sam Alito wears his he wears his rabbit slippers and probably has his mink coat on and like a banana hammock. And like Clarence Thomas, he can only go out when Ginny lets him, but he tries to show up at their weekly meetings in the Christian National, we're in charge of everything man cave. And Brett Kavanaugh's there. He's there all the time. He wears a hat that's a cross, right? And it's got out of each end of the cross, there's a funnel going into his mouth, and you gotta have someone keep pouring beer into the top. I'm not. But something like that. If not that, then like some type of a judge's hat, with a couple funnels in. They used to be popular in like the 80s, 90s. Guys would wear them in the pool. And then, who am I missing? Neil Gorsuch. That guy. Jesus. I don't know about him. I'm not saying good things, but I think he's, I don't know. I don't know much about him. But he would be there. I know that much. He would be in the man cave, hanging. And then once in a while, Chief Justice Roberts, because he doesn't want to be shown to be too partisan, right? And raise suspicion. So only once in a while, he knocks on the door, on the bottom door, knowing that they're all there, right? And he'll bring some rabbit cupcakes and something. I don't fucking know, pink cupcake, and it's probably a statue of Donald Trump somewhere in that man cave. And they all look at this now, I feel, as in we did you a solid, Donald. We did you a solid. We gave you the immunity decision. We pulled that. We didn't do this. We could have done that. Right? The entire legal profession was saying that we would, deny this immunity thing, but no, we gave you that. We gave you that. So what the fuck? Why are you gonna mess with our, weekly sessions and our, ultra Christian national conservative man cave? What? We're having fun. We're your boy. We're your boys. Why are you messing with us? Huh? Don? Why? What did we do?